Toastmasters, imagine a young man who is very talented. He's talented at sports. In elementary school, he's always the first person picked on the playground. Through junior high and high school, he has a successful sports career and is usually one of the high scorers on his team. He's talented at music. He sings many solos in his church and is very popular with the blue-haired old lady crowd. His senior year of high school, he is the only person from his high school picked to be a member of the all-state choir. In college, he's a member of the top choir for 2 years. He's talented academically. Throughout his school career, he keeps close to a straight A average while only putting in minimal effort to keep that grade. He, in math and science, is just someone who just gets it. It just works in his mind. And he is the person that the other students come to when they need help on their homework. Well, it sounds like this young man has it all together, but there's something wrong. And that something is fear. Fear of talking because of fear of what other people think about him. Fellow Toastmasters, 2 years ago I joined Toastmasters, and I gave my icebreaker speech, and what you just heard was the introduction to my icebreaker. I felt that to get to know me, you needed to know where I was coming from, and that I had been scared all my life of what other people thought of me. And despite all the talent that I've been blessed with, the fear is what stopped me from really living a life of happiness and fulfillment. Well, through the course of Toastmasters, I've grown a lot. I've learned to speak confidently in front of an audience. I've learned to listen to people, be able to hear what they're saying, take it in, and respond in a way that's helpful to them. I've learned to lead through a great opportunity to become a number of different officer positions and ultimately president. I've seen what it takes to lead a group of people and a lot of the people skills and diplomacy that involves. And I'm very grateful for everybody here for all the help that I've seen in order to grow. But that fear ran far deeper than I ever imagined 2 years ago, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that. About 2 years ago in May, I met a girl and we went on a couple dates, and it seemed to be going really, really well. We got along well together, we had a fun time, and our personalities just matched. And I was really starting to like her. But then suddenly, it just stopped. She pushed me away. I didn't know why, so I started trying to figure it out. I would analyze every interaction that we had in the past. I'd read over old emails, but I couldn't figure it out. It didn't make any sense. Something in her just snapped and changed. So a couple months later, still trying to analyze, still trying to figure out, and I still didn't know what was going on. For a year, this tormented me. I could not figure it out. We were such a great match for each other. What happened? Well, after about a year, I was at the end of my rope, and I just kind of figured she had some baggage that made this happen. Well, I was sharing some emails that she and I had sent back and forth with my roommate, just kind of going back over the whole process, seeing where we had been, trying to figure out what happened. And my roommate had a fresh take on this. He said, "Jonathan, when I hear her emails, it sounds like she's very friendly to you, very open to relationship, and she didn't have any bad feelings at all. And then your emails, it sounds like you're misinterpreting what she's saying. It sounds like you're the one who pushed her away." When he said this, it hit me like a ton of bricks because I knew he was right. And for the past year, I've been tormented in analyzing what was going on, and I had no idea that it was me who pushed her away. The way that my roommate described it was like this. I was beckoning people to come to me, but then I was holding them away with my other hand. This happened through all the relationships in my life. I didn't really have any close friendships. I had a lot of friends, but we weren't really close. And I was lonely. I was lonely because I kept people away and I was all by myself. Well, when I finally became aware of this, that was a great step because then I could make a change. And I decided that I had to start being vulnerable and had to start letting people in. And I started doing this with my roommate, first of all. We lived together for 3 years, but we really just were people who lived under the same roof. We didn't know each other very well. We didn't talk to each other very much. Well, I started asking him about what's going on in his life and stuff like that. It turned out he'd been dating a girl for 6 months, which I'd been aware of, but for a month he had been broken up and I had no idea. And I knew that things had to change. So I started just keeping in touch with him, and he reciprocated, and it turned out that he was in the same lonely place and he had been keeping people away as well. Since then, that friendship has developed a lot, and it's been a great chance because we live together. We can talk to each other a couple times a week, support each other, hear what's going on in each other's lives, and 2 or 3 times a week we'll pray with each other, and that has been just a huge blessing. I've worked on making these same changes throughout my life with a lot of my friends, and I will take more of an interest in their life because I know that there's stuff that I can do for them, and often just listening is a great help. And in turn, they reciprocate, and I've just had so many relationships grow closer, and it's just been wonderful. 2 years ago, I had no idea what I was getting into when I joined Toastmasters. I thought it'd be good to speak in front of people to get more comfortable. But over the course of that, I saw that the real issue was not even a blip on my radar, because it was so big it covered the entire radar screen. But having that pointed out to me gave me a chance to fix it. And it all started because I joined Toastmasters. Fellow Toastmasters, I'm here today to ask you, what's stopping you from living a life of fulfillment? Is it some type of fear? Fear of not being financially secure? Fear of what other people think of you? Fear of failure? We all know the different reasons that cause us from living a life of complete fulfillment. And I encourage all of you to think about what it is that you could improve. And once you know what you can improve, think about what the first step is. 2 years ago, I took that first step by joining Toastmasters. And I didn't know where it would ultimately lead, but if I think back to where I was 2 years ago, I would never want to go back. And I can't believe that I was ever at that state. But I'm just so thankful for Toastmasters and the growth it's causing me. And I want to encourage everybody here to figure out something that you can do and take that first step, because climbing great mountains starts with one step. Mr. Toastmaster.